I'm going to teach you how to crochet as a beginner. So the materials you should be using in crocheting is some hooks, pair of scissors, darning needles, stitch markers. Types of hook you should be using is these kind of hooks. Use this if you are a complete beginner. Don't use these kind of hooks because they are pretty hard to hold while crocheting. So I prefer you to take these kind of hooks as a complete beginner. And you also may need a glue and adhesive glue. Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to crochet as a beginner. So the materials you should be using in crocheting is some hooks, pair of scissors, darning needles, stitch markers. Types of hook you should be using is these kind of hooks. Use this if you are a complete beginner. Don't use these kind of hooks because they are pretty hard to hold while crocheting. I prefer you to take these kind of hooks as a complete beginner. And you also may need a glue and adhesive glue, any kind of. Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to crochet as a beginner. So the materials you should be using in crocheting is some hooks, pair of scissors, darning needles, stitch markers. Types of hook you should be using is these kind of hooks. Use this if you are a complete beginner. Don't use these kind of hooks because they are pretty hard to hold while crocheting. So I prefer you to take these kind of hooks as a complete beginner. And you also may need a glue and adhesive glue, any kind of fabric glue you can use to stick your piece. But I'm going to show you how to sew, but from little pieces like amigurumis or keychains or little toys, these should be used any glue to stick your piece together. And the yarn I prefer for a beginner is the acrylic yarn. This is so soft and smooth for beginner to use. Don't buy any cotton or any kind of different yarn, plush yarn or different yarns of fluffy yarn. Buy this yarn because this is smooth and soft as a beginner. You don't have any extra threads coming up. Start by making a slip knot. So the hook I'm using is 3mm hook, 3mm crochet hook. So let's start. So first I'm gonna start by grabbing onto my hook while using my 2 fingers and twist it. Then insert my thumb into the loop. I'm gonna grab this yarn tail but not completely and pull everything. So this is how I make my slip knot. So for this slip knot is pretty big for a hook to go in. So we're gonna pull this yarn tail to make it a little bit smaller, like this. I'm gonna slide my hook through this loop so it's also so big now. Then pull it completely so it doesn't fit your hook completely. But do not make it so tight, just leave your loop that it can be easily slide onto your hook. So this is how we make our slip knot. So how I'm holding my materials is just like this. I'm holding this working yarn from my ring finger and pinky. Then I'm going round back behind my index finger. And I'm gonna hold on to this knot by using my middle finger and my index finger is always pointed upward so the yarn can easily slide onto a hook. So it's a perfect tension that the stitches will be clear. And for the hook, I'm just holding it like a pen or I'm writing. Most of the people hold like this, but I prefer to hold like this. So this is how I'm holding my materials. So now I'm going to show you how to make a foundation chain. So to make a foundation chain, I yarn over on the working yarn. Then I pull this yarn through this loop. I basically wrap the yarn around my hook. Then I'm going to pull it through this loop. This is my first stitch and this is also a V, looking like a V. So one V is equals to one chain. So again, yarn over, pull through this loop on a hook. Second V, second chain. Again, yarn over on the working yarn, wrap it around, pull through this loop on a hook. 3 V's means 3 chains. Again, yarn over, pull through this loop on a hook, 4 chains, 4 V's. And again, yarn over, pull through the loop on a hook. So this is how we chain, and you can chain as the numbers you want to be. So now I've chained 8. And now I'm going to start by making a stitch which is called a single crochet. So to make a single crochet, I skip the first V, the V which is below the loop on our hook. The one below it is the second V, second chain, and I'm going to insert my hook through the second chain like this. Insert my hook directly into the second chain from the hook and a yarn under. Basically, it's the opposite of yarn over. Yarn under is the opposite of yarn over. And then I pull it through this V, basically broadening up a loop. I've got 2 loops on a hook, yarn over, and then pull through both loops on our hook. So this is our first stitch. Now mark the first stitch to keep ourselves on track. So to mark, you can see from the front, you can see a loop over here. This is a loop, and now I'm going to slide my stitch marker through the loop, slide it completely like this, and just lock it to secure it like this. So now we've marked our first stitch, and now I'm going to make my second single crochet. I insert my hook into the next V without skipping any chain. This is for the first chain that we skip it, because single crochet has a height of chain 1, so that's why we skip the first chain, and it's also called a turning chain. Again, we insert our hook into the next chain without any skipping, then we yarn under, and then we brought up a loop. Now we got 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, and then pull through both loops on our hook. This is our second single crochet. We have 2 V's on the top like this. It means we have 2 single crochets. Again, insert my hook into the next V, yarn under, pull through, broadening up a loop. Now we got 2 loops on our hook. I yarn over and pull through both loops on our hook. This is our third single crochet. Then insert my hook into the next chain, yarn under, brought up a loop. Now we got 2 loops on our hook, we yarn over, and then pull through both loops on our hook. So this is how we made our single crochet stitch, and I'm gonna make it continue where I have 3 stitches, chains left on my piece. And now again I'm gonna insert my hook into the third last stitch, yarn under, brought up a loop. Now we got 3 loops on our hook, 2 loops on our hook, we yarn over, and then pull through both loops on our hook. Again, insert my hook into the next chain, yarn under, brought up a loop. Now we got 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through both loops. Again, insert my hook into the next chain, into the last chain. The last chain which is on top of this knot, the slip knot, is our last chain. I insert it through it and I yarn under, brought up a loop. Now we got 2 loops on our hook. We yarn over and then pull through both loops on our hook. So this is how I made my single crochet. So in crocheting, we can only crochet from the right to the left. I crochet to the right and I'm gonna crochet to the left like this. So to do this, I yarn over the working yarn, pull through the loop on hook after the last stitch to make a chain, and then I turn my piece facing the back side of my piece. Now you can see the V's top on it. It's like a chain, it's like a foundation chain. In foundation chain we go through the loop, but in this time, because we are increasing it, so we're gonna go through the whole V like this. We're gonna go through whole V, whole stitch, and gonna make the single crochet in this time and onwards. So let's do it. You can see there's a V that we made it just now, and one below it is the second V. We're gonna insert our hook through the second V, the whole V, and I'm gonna yarn under.
7 Up Mint Lemonade, एक mint में refreshment.
ना कोई लंबा पेपर वर्क, ना कोई गारंटर. Easy process. You can get up to 50,000 rupees daily 0.7.
The whole V, and I'm gonna yarn under, pull through. Now we got through the next V, yarn under, brought up a loop. Now we got two loops on our hook, we yarn over, pull through. To make sure you can see it from the top, if you can see the V, you need to go through a V, not a loop. Again, yarn under, pull up a loop. Now we got two loops on our hook, we yarn over, and then pull through both loops on our hook. Like this. And if you want to open your work, you can easily, gently pull this working yarn over here, and it will unravel the stitches like this. It's up to you that how many stitches you need to unravel. So this is the way we unravel the chain, and this is how we make the single crochet. So now I've raised the last stitch of the second round. I'm gonna remove my stitch marker, and then I'm gonna go into the last stitch. It's a loop, it's a hole. You can see it. To go through it, yarn under, pull up a loop, and make a single crochet as normal. So this is how we make rounds in the foundation chain, and you can just easily chain one again, flip your work, insert your hook into through the V, and make the stitch. This is how we made the single crochet rounds onto the foundation chain. I've showed you how to make a single crochet. Now I'm going to show you how to make a double crochet. So to make a double crochet, make a slip knot first. To make a slip knot, I point up my two fingers and grab onto this working yarn and twist my finger and insert my thumb through it, and I'm going to hold this yarn tail and drop off the loop, and I'm gonna pull just everything, tighten it. This is how we make our slip knot. So this loop for our hook is pretty big, so I'm gonna pull this yarn tail to make this loop a little bit smaller like this, and I'm gonna slide my thumb through it and pull it till it doesn't fit the hook. So now I'm gonna start chaining. So to chain, we yarn over in the working yarn, pull through. This is our first chain, first V, first chain, yarn over again, pull through, and again yarn over in the working yarn, pull through the loop on our hook, yarn over in the working yarn, pull through the loop on our hook, yarn over the working yarn, pull through the loop on the hook. So this is how we chain into every foundation chain. So now I've chained, and now I'm gonna show you how to make a double crochet. So do a double crochet, we 2 two chains at the beginning. So the stitch V, which is below our loop on the hook, is the first stitch, one below it is the second, and then one below it is the third. And then we're gonna insert our hook into the third chain from our hook. So first we yarn over on the working yarn, insert my hook into the third chain, yarn over again, and pull up a loop. Now we got 3 loops on our hook. We yarn over, pull through first 2 loops at a time. Now we got 2 loops on our hook. We yarn over and pull through the both 2 loops on our hook. So this is our first chain, and we're gonna mark our first chain. So look our piece from the top, front. You can see that there's a V. Slide our stitch marker through the V. And this is how we mark our first chain. So now let's make another double crochet, yarn over first, insert our hook into the next chain, yarn over again, and pull up a loop. Now we got 2 loops on our hook, we yarn over and then pull through both 2 loops at a time. Now we got 2 loops on our hook, we yarn over and then pull through both loops on our hook. This is our second double crochet. Now let's make another, yarn over, insert my hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we got 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops at a time. Now we got 2 loops on our hook, we yarn over and then pull through all the 2 loops on our hook. So this is how we make our double crochet on the foundation chain. Again we do yarn over, insert my hook into the next chain, yarn over again, pull up a loop. Now we got 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops at a time. Now we got 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and then pull through both loops. Always remember, in double crochet we pull through first 2 loops and then we pull through the left of the 2 loops. Do not pull it completely through all the loops. Let's make it again, like this. I'm on my second last stitch. So now I'm on my last stitch. This is how we make our row of double crochet. So now I'm going to show you how to make increases, how to make the piece bigger in the double crochet rounds. So as normal, as we did in the single crochet, we do the same, but this time we chain 2. We chain 2. How to chain? We yarn over through the loop on our hook, yarn over through the loop on our hook. These are 2 chains, and when we flip our work right to the left, facing our back side, and now you can see 2 loops on the front, on the top. Into the third chain, we're going to yarn over and slide our hook through it, and then we yarn over again, and then pull up a loop. Now we got 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops at a time, yarn over, pull through all the 2 loops that are left, and then mark the first stitch. To mark, we see our piece from the top, you can see a V, and then slide a stitch marker through it, slide it, and then we'll just mark it to keep in track. Do this again, we yarn over, insert our hook into the next V, go from the top, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Now we got 3 loops on our hook, we yarn over, pull through 2 loops at a time. Now again, yarn over and pull through all the 2 loops that are left on our hook. Now let's do again, yarn over, insert my hook through the V, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we got 3 loops on our hook, we yarn over through all 2 loops at a time. Now again, yarn over and then pull through the left of the 2 loops. So this is how we made our double crochet rounds. So now I'm on my last stitch of this round, the second round. I'm going to remove all my stitch marker, and I can see there's a hole. Yarn over, insert my hook through this hole, and gonna place our last double crochet of this round. flip your work and just go through the V like this. This is how we make the rounds in double crochet. Now I'm going to show you how to make a half double crochet on the foundation chain. So to start it, we make a slip knot. Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we'll be making these strawberry coasters, and this tutorial is for absolute beginners, so the people who never tried crocheting or just started, they can really make it by following my videos. The materials I'm using is a 3mm crochet hook, scissors, darning needle, and a stitch marker. Yarn I'm using is a color red, green and white, and this is the acrylic yarn. So first we're going to start working with the red yarn to create the base of the strawberry, this base of the strawberry with the red yarn. Now let's make the magic ring. So to make the magic ring, first I'm going to point up my hand. I'm going to grab this yarn and while using these two fingers, and I'm going behind my index finger and middle finger 2 times. Basically I wrap this yarn around these 2 fingers twice, and you can see you have a yarn end over here. You're going to stick it towards your palm and secure it with your thumb like this, and flip your hand. You can see there are 2 parallel lines on the front and a crisscross at the bottom. So the part where you have 2 parallel lines is the part where you're gonna start working of the magic ring. So this is the front loop, this is the back loop. You're gonna go through the first loop and grab onto the second loop and pull through the first loop. So you have something that looks like this, and now you need to rotate your hook like clockwise, and so you have a triangle over here below your hook, and now you need to yarn over the working yarn. So the working yarn is this yarn which is at the bottom of your thumb, and this yarn is also attached to the yarn bowl. So yarn over on it, yarn over on the working yarn, basically wrap the working yarn around your hook once and pull through the loop on a hook which was already on our hook. So now you have something that looks like this, and it is a ring. So to adjust the size of the loop on your hook, you need to pull the working yarn over here, and to adjust the size of this ring, because this ring is very big, so you need to pull the yarn tail over here to make it a little bit smaller. And now I'm going to show you how I'm holding onto my materials. So like this, I'm placing the working yarn on top of these 2 fingers, and I'm going behind my index finger. And so this thing which is below the loop on our hook, this thing is hold our piece, and we're gonna hold on to our piece with our thumb and middle finger. And for the hook, there's nothing really special in this. Loops, and now again yarn over, pull through the both loops that are my hook, and now let's make it we're gonna yarn over with the yarn tail on top of my hook so it can hide inside this stitch. You don't need to weave in it after the project ends. So after inserting, yarn over again, pull through the ring. I've got 3 loops on our hook. We're gonna yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops at a time like this, and now we got 2 loops left on our hook. We're gonna yarn over again, pull through the both loops that are left on our hook. So since this is the first stage, we need to mark every first stage of the round. So look at your piece from above. You can see a V below the loop. This is the loop where the hook was placed. You stick out your hook and you can see there's a loop below it. You need to slide your stitch marker into this loop. Basically it's a V. Go through this V, and like this you've marked it and you've made the first stage of double crochet of the first round. So now let's move on to the second one. Yarn over, insert my hook into the magic ring, also cutting on to the yarn tail, remember, and then again yarn over, pull through the ring. Now I've got 3 loops left on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through first 2 loops, and now again yarn over, pull through the both loops that are my hook. And now let's make it the third one. Yarn over, insert my hook into the ring, yarn over, pull through. Now I've got 3 loops left on my hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 and pull through the left of the 2 loops. And now we're gonna continue making these double crochets till the end until we have a total of 12 double crochets into this ring. So now I need to count my stitches. So how to count? I face the above side of my piece. So count it from the stitch marker. I have 12 stitches, and if you have one extra stitch, you can just unravel it. How to unravel? You just stick your hook out and gently pull the working yarn, or if you have one more stitch left, just make 1 or 2. So then complete your work. And now I'm just done making it the 12 double crochets, and for this gap in the middle, it's big and we need to close this big gap. So to close this, we're gonna tightly pull this yarn, and over here yarn tail, pull it tightly so it will close up the gap in the middle like this. And now we need to connect it back to the very first stitch to have a circle piece. So stick your stitch marker out, and now this is the stitch where your stitch marker was located, because it's have a hole over here. It means that the stitch marker wasn't it. So go through this stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch. So you have a loop on your left and a loop on your right. You're gonna pull this loop through this loop like this. And this is the slip stitch. This is a connecting stitch. This is not a stitch that may count as a stitch, so you need to tighten it. You don't need to make a stitch into the slip stitch. You need to tighten it. It's a connecting stitch. It's always stays the connecting stitch. It's not count as a stitch, so don't mistake it as a strip, or else you will be mistaken it as an extra stitch and your piece will get hexagonal shape. It will not be a proper circle. So now let's move on to the second round, which is the same chain 2 in the beginning, and then you need to place 2 double crochets into each stitch. Means you need to place increases into the every stitch. So how to place? First you yarn over, you're gonna go through the loop. This time you're gonna go through the loop, so go through the closest loop to the chain 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, just place a double crochet as you did normal, and mark it like this. And now you need to place second double crochet into the same stitch, which will create an increase. So yarn over, insert my hook into the exact same stitch, yarn over, pull through, and now I got 3 loops left on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through just the first 2 loops and finish off as a double crochet. So I have 2 V's. It means I place 2 double crochets into the one stitch, and I am going to place 2 more into the next. Placing 2 stitches in one stitch means that it's an increase, so we're gonna place increase all over it. So it means that we will have a total of 24 stitches over here. So yarn over, insert my hook into the next stitch after placing 2 double crochets first, yarn over, pull through. Now I got 3 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through just the first 2 and pull through the left of the 2, and then again yarn over, insert my hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and finish it off as a double crochet like this, as a double crochet. And so this is the second increase, and you can just count it like this. Count the V's in the pair of 2, so like 2 2, count them in the pair of 2, or you can also see like this. You have 2 double crochets coming from one stitch. It's also like a connected V. So like this, you can also count it from here or count it from the top part. So now I'm gonna place more double crochet, 10 more double crochet increases into the every stitch, and I'll meet you when I'm done. So now on my second last stitch, so yarn over, insert my hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch and place it a double crochet, and place the second double crochet into the same stitch. And so now I'm on the last stitch, and this is the last stitch. Don't make the increase double crochet into the stitch after it, because it's a slip stitch, it's a small stitch, you cannot see it from here. You can see it from yarn over, pull through the stitch and place it a double crochet, and place the second double crochet into the same stitch. And so now I'm on the last stitch, and this is the last stitch. Don't make the increase double crochet into the stitch after it, because it's a slip stitch, it's a small stitch, you cannot see it from here. You can see it from here but not from here, because we've tightened it. Remember, just place last double crochet increase, and then after you need to count it from here, count it in the pair of two. You'll have a total of 24 stitches, 24 pieces. And now slip stitch, so place your stitch marker out. So you can see a hole over here. This is the hole where stitch marker was located. Insert into the stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch and pull this loop through this loop like this. Slip stitch, connecting stitch, and always remember to tighten it like this. And then now we are done with the round 2, and we're gonna move on making the round 3. So this is the same, we chain 2 as we did in every round beginning. After chaining 2, you're gonna start your round. So this round is the round, this is different from this round. So first you're gonna start by placing an increase followed by a separate double crochet. So the first stitch will contain 2 stitches, and the next stitch will contain 1 stitch. So increase followed by a separate double crochet. So first place an increase, yarn over, insert my hook into the stitch, next stitch, yarn over, pull through and place a double crochet, mark the double crochet, and then place a second double crochet into the exact same stitch like this. So this is the increase that we made before, yeah. And now for this, the next it's the only one individual double crochet like this. Yarn over, insert my hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch, and now I've got 3 loops left on my hook. Yarn over, pull through first 2, pull through the second of the 2 loops. So this is the increase followed by an individual double crochet, and we're going to repeat this pattern until we have a total of, you need to count it as a pairs 2 like this here. So you have a 12 double crochet. Repeat this pattern for 12 times. Count, and if you need to count it, you can count it as a pair or count the stitches. So now we're going to continue moving on. So yarn over, insert my hook into the next stitch, yarn over, a total of, you need to count it as a pairs 2 like this, count it as a pair. So you have a 12 double crochet in this half part. So let's continue making it. Place 3 separate double crochets after the increase. Place 3 separate double crochets. And then in the next stitch, place an increase double crochet. And repeat 3 double crochets. Followed by an increase double crochet. So you're gonna crochet till this half part of your circle. And now I've reached my half part of the circle, and I'm on the increase. I'm not gonna end over here. I'm just gonna chain 2 again over here. And for these next 2 stitches, I'm gonna place a treble crochet stitch. So this stitch is different from double crochets. Watch carefully, because this stitch is a bit harder for me. So to start it, first I'm gonna yarn over twice. So first in double crochet we yarn over one and continue, but in this time you're gonna yarn over twice. So yarn over 2 times, insert your hook into the next stitch, over, pull through the stitch, and now you got 4 loops on your hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through just the first 2 loops on your hook, and now you got 3 loops left on your hook. You're gonna yarn over and then finish it off as a double crochet, yarn over, pull through the first of the 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the left of the 2 loops. And now in the next stitch, this is also a treble crochet stitch in the next stitch. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into the stitch, next stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now I've got 4 loops on our hook. We're gonna yarn over, pull through just the first 2 loops, and now I got 3 loops left on our hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2, and then yarn over, pull through the left of the 2, and this thing will create a pointed shape for the strawberry like this. So now after this we're gonna continue. We end on an increase, and now we're gonna place 3 steps. I'm gonna start with the slip knot. To make a slip knot, I point on my 2 fingers of the left hand. So it will create a semicircle for your leaf. So your leaf will go this and it will go like this. So where we will go like this and place 3 more over here like this. Now after making the 6 double crochets into the last stitch, you're gonna pull this yarn tail to close up the gap over here. Also over here, you're just going into them. And make sure that